Mom, want to bake with me today?
Mom asked.
Yes.
Jessica jumped up and down. She loved helping Mom in the kitchen.
We're making cookies, Mom said. But we need math to make them yummy.
Jessica was confused. Math in cookies? How? Mom smiled warmly as she watched her daughter, Jessica, eagerly flipping through the pages of a cookbook. The kitchen was filled with the delightful aroma of freshly baked cookies, and the sunlight streaming through the window added a golden glow to the room.
See this recipe? Jessica's eyes sparkled with excitement as she pointed to a colorful page in the book. The recipe was for a delicious chocolate cake, and she couldn't wait to start baking. She asked, holding up a cookbook. The book was filled with pictures of mouth-watering desserts, and Jessica was determined to make the best cake ever. It says we need 1/2 cup of sugar. Jessica read aloud, her finger tracing the measurements on the page. She looked up at her mom, a question forming in her mind.
Jessica looked at the measuring cups spread out on the counter. There were so many different sizes and shapes, and she wasn't sure which one to use. She saw a big one, labeled 1 cup. It was the largest of the set, and she wondered how to measure half of it.
The 1/2 cup is smaller, Mom explained patiently. She picked up the smaller measuring cup and showed it to Jessica. It's exactly half the size of the big one. It means we use half of the big cup. Mom's voice was gentle and encouraging, helping Jessica understand the concept of fractions.
Jessica carefully filled the 1/2 cup measure with sugar. She scooped the sugar from the container, making sure it was level with the top of the cup. She poured it into the bowl, watching the white crystals cascade down like a sugary waterfall. The bowl was now ready for the next ingredient.
You did it, Mom said, her face beaming with pride. Jessica felt a warm glow of accomplishment. She had successfully measured the sugar, and it felt like a small victory. Fractions are like parts of a whole. Mom continued, using the opportunity to teach Jessica more about fractions. Just like this sugar, we can divide things into smaller parts to make a whole. Jessica nodded, feeling a bit more confident about her math skills. The kitchen was not just a place for cooking, it was a place for learning and bonding.
The next morning, Mom drove Jessica to school.
Remember the 1/2 cup of sugar? She asked.
Yes, Jessica giggled. We used fractions to bake cookies.
Exactly, Mom said. Fractions are everywhere, like half an apple or half a sandwich.
Jessica looked out the window. She saw a sign that said 1/2 mile.
Look, Mom, Jessica shouted. A fraction.
At school, Jessica's teacher, Mr. Lee, was talking about decimals.
Decimals are like fractions, he explained, but we write them differently.
He wrote on the board 1/2 equals 0.5.
So 0.5 is the same as 1/2, Jessica whispered to her friend.
That's right, Mr. Lee said. Decimals help us measure things accurately.
Back home, Mom was on her computer. She was planning her next online cooking video for kids.
This time we'll make pizza, but I'll use fractions and decimals to make it educational.
She wanted to show kids how fun and easy math could be, especially in the kitchen. The next day, Jessica and Mom were back in the kitchen ready to film.
Today we're making pizza, and we'll use fractions to measure the ingredients.
We need 1/4 cup of olive oil.
That's right. 1/4 is like dividing the cup into 4 equal parts.
Section 7, doubling the recipe, doubling the fun.
But what if we want to make 2 pizzas? Imagine the joy of having twice the deliciousness. We need to double the recipe. This means we have to carefully adjust all the ingredients to ensure our pizzas turn out just right.
Jessica looked at the recipe. She knew that doubling the ingredients was crucial for making 2 perfect pizzas.
So, instead of 1/4 cup of olive oil, we need 1/2 cup. This is a great opportunity to practice our math skills, because 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 1/2. It's simple math, but very important in cooking.
Jessica carefully measured 1/2 cup of olive oil. She knew that precision was key to making the best pizzas. She was getting good at fractions. Each time she cooked, she became more confident in her math skills. The kitchen was filled with laughter and excitement. Doubling the recipe not only meant more food, but also more fun and learning. The children took turns kneading the dough and preparing the toppings. They learned the importance of teamwork and cooperation. Each child added their favorite toppings, making each pizza unique and special. It was a creative and enjoyable experience for everyone. Finally, the pizzas were ready to go into the oven. The anticipation grew as the delicious aroma filled the kitchen. While waiting for the pizzas to bake, the family set the table and talked about their favorite pizza toppings and recipes. The timer went off, and it was time to check on the pizzas. The family gathered around the oven, excited to see the final result. The pizzas looked perfect, golden brown crusts with bubbling cheese and colourful toppings. The family was proud of their teamwork and effort. They sat down to enjoy their homemade pizzas, savouring each bite. Doubling the recipe had doubled the fun and the deliciousness. As they shared stories and laughter over dinner, they realised that cooking together had brought them closer. It was more than just making food, it was about creating memories. After the meal, everyone pitched in to clean up the kitchen. The children learned that cooking also involved responsibility and teamwork. Later, as they relaxed in the living room, the children talked about their favourite part of the day. They agreed that doubling the recipe had been a fantastic idea. The day ended with a family photo, everyone smiling and happy. Doubling the recipe had truly doubled the fun and created lasting memories. Section 8. Measuring and mixing. Next, they added the flour. The recipe called for 1.5 cups.
That's 1.5 cups. We use the big cup and the half cup.
Jessica measured the flour and poured it into the bowl. She stirred the ingredients together.
You're a natural. See, math is everywhere, even in pizza.
Section 9. The sweet taste of success. Soon, the pizza was baking in the oven. The kitchen smelled delicious.
I can't wait to eat. Me too. And we learned about fractions and decimals while we cooked.
Jessica smiled. Math wasn't so scary after all. It was actually fun, especially with Mom. Section 10. Math makes life better. Math is not just a subject in school. It's a fundamental part of our daily lives. It shapes the way we think, solve problems, and even interact with the world around us. As they ate their pizza, Jessica thought about all the ways math was helpful. She realized that math was everywhere, even in the most unexpected places. From the way the pizza was sliced to the way they divided it among family members, math played a crucial role. It helped them bake cookies, make pizza, and follow recipes accurately. Measuring ingredients, setting the oven temperature, and timing the baking process all required a good understanding of math. Jessica began to see how math was not just about numbers on a page, but about making delicious treats with her family. Math also helped them on their road trips. Understanding road signs, calculating distances, and estimating travel time were all made easier with math. Jessica remembered how they used math to plan their route and ensure they had enough fuel for the journey.
Math makes life better. It brings clarity and precision to our daily activities, making everything more manageable and enjoyable.
Mum smiled. She was pleased to see Jessica making these connections. It was exactly what she wanted Jessica to learn. Math wasn't just about numbers and formulas, it was about understanding the world and making informed decisions. That was exactly what she wanted Jessica to learn. Math wasn't just about numbers and formulas, it was a way to approach problems logically and find solutions efficiently. It was a skill that would serve Jessica well throughout her life. Math wasn't just about numbers and formulas. It was a tool to understand and enjoy the world around them. It helped them make sense of patterns, structures, and relationships in nature and in their daily lives. It was a tool to understand and enjoy the world around them. Whether they were exploring the outdoors, playing games, or simply enjoying time together, math was always there, enhancing their experiences and helping them appreciate the beauty and complexity of the world.